Hello students, welcome. Today we are going to start our new subject, History and Political Science. Since we have been learning history from our very first standard, and in your higher classes you have studied about history in more detail. Now we are going to complete some of the sections from history in this particular subject. Okay, so these are the unit. Okay, first unit of history is sources of history. We have already studied that in detail in 6th, 7th and 8th standard. Now we are going to have revision of that particular topic, sources of history, that is one unit of your history. Second, the challenge of nation building, part 1 and 2. There are 2 units, challenge of nation building. That means how we can build our nation and how we can support, what are the factors, how we develop our nation, and what are the things that we need to take in consideration. Okay, so maybe there is education, information technology, and science, use of science, values, materialism, money, finances, all those things are coming in this particular unit, that is 1 and 2. And number 4th unit, I have given here number 3, but actually it is 4 because there are 2 units in this particular topic. Changing life. If we take look into our Indian lifestyle, we have changed a lot. Okay, and we are continuously changing our lifestyle, and we can see that we can assure that we are developing ourselves and we are changing now and then. Our old lifestyle has gone and we are adapting to new cultures, new lifestyles and many other things. So we will be looking those things particularly in this unit of history, changing life. Okay, let me give some highlights of this particular unit, sources of history. To able to classify the sources of history, to able to read and interpret references related to the history, and to interpret historical events objectively. Challenge of nation building, part 1. To be able to tell the historical events related to India's progress into the post-independence period chronologically. To be able to critically analyze India's internal challenges. To be able to explain how India's economic policies change with changing times. Challenge of nation building, part 2. To be able to narrate the stages of development of the Indian education system, to be able to tell how education is an important means for resolving several social problems, to be able to find out information about the organizations in the fields of industry and commerce, and to be able to narrate their impact on the economy. I am not giving all the details, but I am just highlighting the important topics or competencies of this particular unit. And changing life, to understand the role of and responsibilities of the media in mobilizing public opinion and making the civil society active, to be able to compare urbanization with rural life, to develop an understanding about advocating social equality, to adopt scientific temper. So this is what we are going to look into the history, and these are the units that we need to take into consideration. Now move on to the political science. Okay, this is the new subject that you are going to handle in this year. So far you had, till last year you had only one topic, civics. In that we understood what were the responsibilities of government, how the government is formed, and what are the social responsibilities of citizens, what are the social rights and national rights of citizens, so on and so forth. But in this political science, we are going to focus on some of the units that you need to understand. The number 1 unit is political developments after the Second War. Okay, political developments that were developing and after the Second World War, especially in our area, that is India. Second unit is the progress of India's foreign policy. How we are going to, after independence, how India progressed in maintaining relationship with other countries, okay, including our neighbors and far away countries. Then third is India's defense system. Okay, in this science, political science, we are going to look into the topic of India's defense system. Then we are going out of India and moving towards the fourth topic, that is United Nations. What is the role and what is the function of United Nations, and how we as an Indian are related to United Nations. Then number 5 is India and other countries. How the Indian subcontinent is maintaining relationship with other countries. What are the trades are there, what are the friendships are there, and those all, or what are the enmities are there. So many problems and other solutions and other challenges that India has with other countries. And the last topic is international problems and challenges. There are certain international problems like global warming, terrorism, hunger, illiteracy, water scarcity, pollution, and so many other things, health problems. So internationally, there are several problems, and all the international community they are facing this problem. And then how we can accept those challenges as a citizen of India and as well as a citizen of this global nation or entire world. So those are the things that we are going to study in particularly in political science. Okay, first to develop political developments after the second one. To realize that an armed race endangers international peace. Progress of India's foreign policy, to be able to explain the meaning of foreign policy. I am giving a highlight of these units. India's defense system, to understand the nature of India's defense system. To be able to prepare a research paper by studying one of the challenges. To be able to explain the concept of human security. United Nations, to be able to tell that United Nations is an important global organization. To be able to explain the need to reform the United Nations Security Council. India and other countries, to be able to explain the impact of India's geographical location on India's internal and foreign policy. International problems, to cultivate the idea that every human being in the world is entitled to human rights, to know human rights are protected through the Indian Constitution and laws, and to be able to explain who are refugees, to develop sensitivity about the fact that the degradation of the environment is a global problem. So from tomorrow onwards, I am going to explain each of these topics with their competencies and what are the importance of particular topic in our day-to-day life as a student and as a nation, as a citizen of this particular Indian subcontinent. Okay, so history and political science, that is what today we have introduced to you. Thank you.